Guys, sorry about the massive delay with the video for the weekend's Premiership results. So as a special bonus video I'm doing a roundup of the League Cup results. I wasn't originally planning to do this video, but after the delay with the original video, I owe it to you guys to do this video too. And any other time there is delays, then I will do special bonus videos, whether it be about a particular subject or some other games I wasn't planning on covering. Anyway, let's get straight into it. We'll start with yesterday's games. Crystal Palace would open the scoring against struggling Newcastle. Dwight Gale, only for Riviere to get his first goals for the club to score a brace. Palace would then equalise, but Paul Dummett would appear in the box late on into the second half extra time and score the winner with a diving header. Will that give Newcastle some renewed? Well, it will certainly give them some renewed confidence to finally get a win in some sort of competition. What it does do is it buys Alan Pardew a little bit more time. Mike Ashley's already come out and said that he's going to stand by Alan Pardew, but in my opinion that comes down to money. The fact of the matter is it's well known that Alan Pardew signed a 10-year contract, and last year with the incident with David Mellor from Hull where he headbutted him, that would have been a breach of contract, so Mike Ashley could have got rid of him then. But if he gets rid of him now, he's going to have to pay him 7 years worth of compensation, so that comes down to money. In my opinion, Mike Ashley does not really care about Newcastle United. Well, it's obvious, he uses it to promote his company, but that's not what this video is about anyway. So Newcastle fans will be very pleased that they got that result. High flying Nottingham Forest started very well against Tottenham at White Hart Lane and took a deserved lead through Grant. Spurs made 11 changes to the side that lost 1-0 to West Brom at the weekend. Ryan Mason would score the equaliser from 30 yards. It's his first goal for the club. Very, very good goal to make it 1-1. Then Soldado would turn in a drive by Andros Townsend. It looked like it was going wide and he turned it into the back of the net and Tottenham taking the lead. Then Lamela with a reverse pass puts Harry Kane through for 3-1, again on as a sub. And then Lamela almost makes it 4 as he is a post away from doing so. Manchester City hammered Sheffield Wednesday. Frank Lampard scored the opener. Dzeko then made it 2. Then Jesus Navas powered in the third. Manchester City were awarded a penalty and Zayate was sent off. And Yaya Toure makes no mistake from the spot. 4-0. Dzeko scored his second after a wonderful ball in by Kolarov was met by the head of Dzeko. 6-0. Pozzo gets his first goal. Lampard then adds his second to make it 7. Sensational by Manchester City, has to be said. Chelsea opened the scoring from debut boy Kurt Zouma, who headed home the opener. Then Bolton, with their first chance of the game, equalised through Mills. Chelsea would retake the lead from a low drive from 25 yards by Oscar. Chelsea would be denied a third by good goalkeeping and then a little bit of luck at the end. It wasn't particularly good goalkeeping for that last effort. Brown Adeye, a West Brom record striker from Dynamo Kiev, scored his first goal for the club. Then also got injured after doing so that was a big blow for West Brom. Hull would equalise through Tommins, and then Tom Brady scored to put them back in front. Then Gareth McCauley would equalise, and 90 seconds later, Sadio Berahino scored the winner, so West Brom getting a big win there. Brighton Hove Albion eased a 3-0 victory away to Burton Albion. Ince, Craig Mackay-Smith and Kazenga Lualua were among the goals. Kazenga Lualua's goal was a particularly good goal, went past a couple of players and then drove home. Liverpool and Middlesbrough would share a very interesting, this was the games before yesterday. Liverpool would win 14-13 after penalties. They opened the scoring through Rossieter, a player that people have said is going to be the new Steven Gerrard. Well, we'll see about that. You hear of a lot of these things, but we'll see what happens. Steven Gerrard is pretty much irreplaceable at the moment at Liverpool. The player that's doing the job, and I think he's doing a sterling job, is Jordan Henderson. But Liverpool scored the opener after awful defending by Liverpool again. Middlesbrough would equalise from a free kick. The ball's played in and it's headed into the back of the net, and again Liverpool were all over the place at the back, which is just constant with them. The game would go into extra time. Liverpool once again take the lead through Suso, and on loan striker Patrick Bamford would score the equaliser after he was taken down for a penalty, and he dispatched that penalty with no problem. Extraordinary scenes, both teams scored most of their penalties. Only 3 penalties were missed. Middlesbrough missed 2 of theirs. Liverpool missed 1 of theirs. Raheem Sterling missed for Liverpool. Patrick Bamford missed his penalty, which was after Mario Balotelli taking the first penalty. Then we actually went all the way round after goalkeeper back to Balotelli and Bamford. Bamford just scored, and then Middlesbrough missed their final penalty. Liverpool finally won, but what accuracy from both teams from the spot. It really was pulsating and exciting. Certainly a game I wish I had seen from start to finish, well, especially the penalty shootout. Sanchez would open the score from a free kick from 25 yards, curled at the top corner. Majestic opener, has to be said. Really showing his class there. As you know, Arsenal signed him from Barcelona for 25 or 35 million, a lot of money anyway. And I believe that, well, it's not his first goal for the club, but there was a very, very good goal. But this was not going to be Arsenal's night. Southampton would then equalise after Rosicky conceded a penalty, took down Tadic, and Tadic scored. They did take down Tadic, and Tadic scored the resulting penalty. And Southampton scored the winner of a goal that's going to be remembered for years to come. Nathaniel Klein scored a screamer of a goal from 35 yards. Really, truly worthy of winning any game. Just smashed in, and the swerve on it was Chesney had no chance. Sorry, not Chesney. I'm not really too sure who was in goals for Arsenal that game. I think it was Chesney actually, but it really was a terrific goal. Swansea piled more misery in Everton in the League Cup by beating them by 3-0. Good work by Montero, who took on 3 Everton defenders, played the ball across goal for Dyer. Sigurdsson then would add a second, reacting quickest to a cannon off the bar. Distan almost scored an own goal from a ball over the top. Emnes on as a late sub scored the third, probably could have been closed down a lot better for that third goal. Again, Everton, like Liverpool, haven't really defended particularly well. Josie Altidore opened the scoring for Sunderland against Stoke City, but this was to be Stoke's day. Muniesa scored a brace. He scored the first goal, which was kind of a mix-up in the penalty area, put the ball into the back of the net, and then the second goal, there seems to be a foul in the build-up, and he powers it home, and Stoke win the game. There's a lot of controversy in that. Shrewsbury beat Norwich City by 1-0. James Collins scores the winner there. Base scored a brace to send MK Dons through against Bradford City. Managerless Cardiff were trounced 3-0 at home by Bournemouth. Dan Gosling scored twice. He scored the opener. Then Daniels made it 2, and then Gosling added a third. Derby would beat Reading. Johnny Russell opened the scoring, and an unfortunate own goal by Alex. And Derby would beat Reading by 2-0. By Alex Pearce, sends Derby through to the last 16. Brian Ruiz and Dan Burns scored the goals to put Fulham past Doncaster Rovers, who would get a late consolation for Compinger, and later on Rovers would miss a penalty, which would have sent them to extra time. And finally, Michael Higdon scored the winner for Sheffield United away to Leyton Orient. Okay, well that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, ask any questions. Any videos you'd like to see, then don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching, and we will have a video on Sunday, and I promise it will be out on Sunday.